That's cool.
No. This is Jim's show.
Okay, so I have it recording. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
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 Mhm. Do it as a slideshow. Everyone's seeing that. So basically today we're here to just, again, go over the Google storage strategies that are coming up as far as reducing the amount of space that you're actually currently using. Initially, this was hoping to be put into place by January, but then we kind of got pushed back. The actual date as to when this is going to happen has not really been established just yet. But we are trying to work with everybody as much as we can is to try to reduce the amount of data they have on their Google Drive at this time.
Jen,
Yes,
can you share your screen?
Oh,
it's not sharing.
no, sorry, yeah, just click on the controls for Zoom. Yep. Yeah, and then just click on the screen, so that way you follow into something else that just Are you, as long as you're just using PowerPoint though.
There you go.
Gotta figure out where it went. There we go. Minimize that. Maximize that. Y'all seeing it now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So initially we had unlimited storage on Google Storage, and now we've come to a point where we have to kind of limit the amount. So we're trying to just guide everybody to cut back anything that's personal on there, anything that they may not use anymore, very old data. Pictures and videos take up a lot of space. And we want to make sure that everybody has enough space, but we want to be fair across the board, so to speak. Originally, now, correct me if I'm wrong, alumni, we were still at 15 last I checked. And then, yeah, so that has already been implemented. So the alumni have already been brought down to where they needed to be. And those that were over, they've kind of worked with going back and forth with them and brought them down to where they needed to be at this point. Currently, our new shared drives are set at 25 gigs. Again, they're going to revisit this again in the fall to see what's what, see how things are going. Basically, how we suggest that you get started is by determining what you're actually using and what's up there and how you have it broken down. Free up as much space as you can. And remember, if you empty the trash on your Google Drive, it could take up to 24 to 48 hours to actually show the amount of space that you've alleviated by emptying the trash. And I learned that one the hard way, because I'm like, why did it not go anywhere? Clicking on this, we have a KB article telling you what the actual limits are between faculty and staff. We're still trying to decide what these are going to be here. We're working on them, and hopefully by the end of the year, it will have some kind of numbers for you, but we're just trying to get everybody down as low as we possibly can at this point. It does show some recommendations and of where we're hoping to be. And again, we wanted this to start in February, but we were kind of pushed back with some other things. If you are over the quota when they are put in, you won't be able to do things like uploading new files or images. You won't be able to back up any photos or videos. If you're a teacher that uses Google Classroom and your storage is full, you can create assignments with new files that you haven't uploaded and created, and you can't do that. You need to contact the help desk, contact CCS, and we can see what's the best option to help you around that. Again, managing your quota, determining your usage, free up the space. And remember to empty the trash on that one. Let me go back to. Oops, it disappeared.
Yeah, if you could unshare and then share the screen rather than just the one window.
There it is.
Yeah, so stop the share and then reshare and share the desktop, the screen.
Okay.
Otherwise it will just be displaying.
It says I am sharing the screen.
Right, yeah, so stop the share and then change it. And just the entire screen, and that way everything will display.
Okay. Go away.
Shift control, Alt H.
Okay. Okay, so ways to store and organize. You can use your Google Drive for files that you don't need to be shared with others, files that reflect your own work, and files stored that count, those files stored count in your overall quota. The shared drives are for things that you're sharing with other people within your departments or other departments. That shared drive has a separate quota from your drive. And then there's also the departmental drives, O drives that they use for secure and administrative data on a typical basis. So those are different ways and different places that you could save data versus just taking up all of your space in your drive. Coursework data is something that's typically saved. Usually multimedia things. You can also use Brightspace, Panopto, Google Drive, and there's all kinds of record retention disposition schedules for those. They are very hard to understand, but if you go through them, you can figure out where your department and your data falls under just by going through and researching that there. Any research data, you could save it directly onto the PC, the server, Google Drive, in the shared drive. Usually that's multimedia data sets, standard things like Word documents and things like that. There's also retention policies on that for under academic affairs and instructions. Again, it depends on, you know, how your department wants to, how long they want to store that data. And they also may have policies on where that can be stored as well. Department data, usually that is on either a shared drive or the O drive. So that also won't take up your personal drive. So that, again, is also how long it's saved is up to the department chair. By utilizing the department drive, the shared drive for the that department and O drive, again, it alleviates off of your personal drive. Committee data should typically be on a shared drive as well. Again, that's taking away from your drive, less data on your personal drive, which is the end game, and that's the key to the whole system. There is trying to keep as little of the non-personal stuff off your drive. Usually that's kept for about a year after the committee work is accomplished. For administrative business data, there's the shared drive, the O drive, or the business app. There are retention policies for all of those listed: financial aid, health, student, staff, university audit, alumni, and development. Again, this is keeping this stuff off of your drive or my drive and saving onto a shared drive, which also, again, brings down the amount of data you're saving on your drive. Anything personal, non-business, like, I don't know, multimedia, photos, video, documents, Word, Excel, personal taxes, things like that, should not be saved on your personal drive, or that we suggest put that on your, on your school SUNY drive. You can save it on your personal drive, just not your SUNY drive. or kind of like an external drive, like a thumb drive or things like that is what we usually suggest. They should not be retained at any SUNY devices, whether it's your SUNY, Google Drive, your SUNY laptop, desktop, any of that, we suggest that you put that elsewhere. This here shows you how to do an individual computer backup. I've noticed in the past year or two that we've been doing FCRs, that a lot of people will back up their data to their Google Drive, but they'll have multiple computers listed there, which having the multiple computers listed there will also take up the amount of space that you have on your drive. So what it is suggested is when you restore your data, you go through and make sure that it's only got the one listed there, so you're not taking up so much space. You should only have one computer listed. And I'm sure many people have gone through multiple computers, so some people will have multiple on there. So if you look through them and find out which is your most recent, usually they're there by your SUNY tag, which is listed usually on the back of the sticker on the back of your computer. So you'll know which one is your most recent. If you want to go through your older ones to see, hey, maybe I need something off there and save it and then remove it, you can do that too. That's a good protocol to follow as well. Ways that go through your email and find some of the files that are larger. We will share this slideshow with you. That way, when you can click on these, each one of these links, you click on it, it'll go through automatically and pull up the emails of these files, file size, excuse me. And in doing so, it allows you to go through and delete maybe something that's 2 or 3 years old that you don't need. And that way it helps you bring down your file size. We do have some helpful links on here that talk about different KB articles that talk about the Google Swirl image and give different tips for cleaning up the Google Drive as well. Sorting by smallest to largest to see what's what, as well as multimedia type. You can see videos and things like that to see, okay, maybe some people may have pictures and videos in their email or in their drive that they didn't know they had, and we can eliminate that as well. Were there any questions? They figured I would transfer ownership to I think with that, I don't necessarily think we have the ability to transfer ownership, but you can forward it to a non-Oswego email. And then they can just save it to that drive. No other questions? Sorry, I tend to go through went through the slides a little fast. We will make sure that you get these slides so you have all the links to all the different KB articles as well. Did I miss anything, Nicole?
Did you see the question in the chat?
Yeah, I answered it.
Okay.
There is apparently a way of doing it by setting up a POP3 server elsewhere and downloading all your email from the server, but it's very tricky.
Yeah.
It's one way to preserve the folder structure, but
Yeah.
it's a
Well, if we don't have any other questions, that was a very quick session.
okay.
All right.
So if you could just stop the recording on the top, right?